Previously on Dub Talk.
Favorite probably got to be Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Least favorite, Taboo Tattoo is one of the dumbest, stupidest fucking things I've ever seen in my goddamn life. You bet your ass if that suddenly gets a dub out of the ether that I will be covering it.
You gotta be kidding me!
Sorry. Guess you reap what you sow. Warning. The Dub Talk podcast may contain language and content that may not be suitable for younger audiences. Listener discretion is highly advised. Also, there will be spoilers for the entirety of the Taboo Tattoo anime series, so listen on at your own risk of being spoiled. And finally, the views and opinions expressed tonight are those of the individual participants and do not reflect the Dub Talk podcast as a whole. Well, friends, tonight we're gonna uptown funk you all up because we're covering probably one of the strangest, weirdest, probably poorest shows I think I've ever covered on here tonight. Taboo Tattoo. Let's get started.
Hello, one and all, and welcome to Ink Talk, the show where all of us geeks and freaks stick a needle into our skins and admire the sick-as-hell designs we drape our bodies with. Be it One Piece, Full Metal Alchemist, or the haunted Astolfo beanie, we admire any and all geek-related tattoos. Today, however, is a special day where we take a look at some of the ugliest tattoos we here have yet to lay our eyes on. Joining me today are my fellow Inkheads that I first journeyed with way back in the land of Grimgar, Jet.
Hello.
Roots of Justice.
I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
And Megan.
Tonight, we dine in hell!
Oh, boy. Okay,
Remember, everybody, if anybody's to blame for this tonight, it's Andrew's fault.
I already see this bit is turning into a bit of a train wreck already the deeper in we go, and I feel there's no appropriate way to introduce today's show. This is not, in fact, Ink Talk. This is Dub Talk, and today's Dub Talk episode has been a long time coming, ever since I first talked about it on the Dub Talk Q&A way back when, as we here are covering one of my most infamously trashy shows I've ever watched in its entirety. Today we're talking about Taboo Tattoo, the first in a two-part series Team Grimgar is going to be working on throughout this week. This one's going to be a messy, trashy, ugly, and full of some of the dumbest character names. You'll be shocked to learn that this show is in fact not a light novel adaptation. Who'da thunk it?
Alright, guys, I've got the cocaine, Roots has got the dumpster fire materials. Let's light it up and shoot up. Not actually, because I don't want to go to jail.
It's amazing we're not in jail already after all of the scenes with Iltutmish and
it's also amazing that the writer of the show is out of jail for a certain something I'll bring up later.
We'll get...
Why don't you take a seat over there?
Beto.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Now just imagine this entire show as done by the Minions. That would mean canonically you would have gotten to see two Minions fuck.
That means there would have had to have been a minion with a whip and potentially, like, stripping other people.
There would be a lot of minion on minion sexual assault.
That is not an image I want in my head. Okay.
You know that there's an image somewhere.
Banana!
Banana! You know that there's an image somewhere of Gru using one as a butt plug.
Oh!
Okay.
Boy! I know this was going to be 18 plus, especially with some of the material in this show, but boy oh boy, this is going fast.
Under the cars porn.
Alright. Okay. I'm gonna reel all y'all back in.
Forgive us, editor.
All right. I said earlier that this is going to be a first in a two-parter. Let me explain why as we get into the ADR director and writer of this. Actually, should I say an introduction about what this show is about?
Yes, unfortunately, some people out there don't know the horrors of this goddamn show.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have a synopsis in front of me. Let me try and break this down from memory. Seigi Akatsuka, otherwise known as Justice, is a boy who trained in karate and wants to be a hero of justice. And one day, he runs into a man who is being mugged, so he helps him out. He gets a free tattoo for free, and then he gets magic powers, gets entangled in a country government U.S. plot to try and take on a bunch of powerful assassins from a non-existent European country.
Where everyone is horny.
Where everybody is horny. And then learning how to get a hold of his powers, work together with the U.S. government to try and stop world domination.
By the way, everybody in that kingdom is gay and horny. Get it right.
This is true. Important distinction. This may sound like that is inaccurate, but that's about as much as I can really go off the top of my head without going into some confusing territory.
Now you see, kids, this and tetanus is why when someone asks you if you want a free tattoo, you say no.
I mean, it's free. Do you know how much those cost?
A lot, because I'm probably going to go get one. Also,
Lockjaw, Andrew. Lockjaw.
Oh, you know what? I like my jaw the way it is, so I will not do that.
I was gonna say though, Andrew, if your jaw was locked open, you'd have so much more room to eat tacos.
There's going to be a lot of discussion of taco munching later tonight.
Oh, yes, there is. What's the kingdom's name in this? All I know is that kingdom's favorite place to go is either Nathan's Hot Dog or the Taco Bell.
Let me actually look up what the name of the kingdom is, because it is some nonsensical phrasing.
To the point the dub just calls it the kingdom.
Yeah, they just call it the kingdom.
It is the Seiristan Kingdom.
Seiristan, our national export is lesbians.
Now that I've gotten the fair introductions out of the way, I said at the beginning of this podcast that this week is going to be a two-part special, and the reason why is partially due to our ADR director and our writer. Serving as script writers,
I cannot fucking believe this is a thing.
Justin Briner and Brooke Penny. And as far as our assistant ADR director, we have Mr. Jeremy Inman. And our lead ADR director for tonight's show, Christopher Bevins. Okay,
so if you don't know, Christopher Bevins and Rachel Robinson both respectively left Funimation and went to California back in August. It was a devastating news. I cried like a baby, because I have very, very sentimental attachment to Chris Bevins' work. The other show we're covering this week, and Taboo Tattoo, were one of his last two shows that he had directed there. This was his fucking Swan Song at Funimation, and you gave him this dumpster fire. What the fuck, y'all?
Oh boy, this is already starting to a fun start. Okay.
What else has Bevins fucking directed?
That's a very good question, Megan. Christopher Bevins has also directed such shows as Brave Witches, Heaven's Lost Prophecy, Heavy Object, Jormungand, and Witchblade, to name a few.
Oh god, he's already directed trash.
As for Jeremy Inman, he has worked with Bevins on such shows as The Heroic Legend of Arslan, taking over completely for Duststorm Dance, and Heavy Object. He's also done shows such as Hakata Tonkatsu Ramen's, Urahara, and Akashic Records of the Bastard Magical Instructor. I did not tie my tongue once saying that. As for our writers, Justin Briner has only one writing credit at the time of this recording, and that is for Rio Rainbow Gate. As for Brooke Penny, I honestly could not find anything for the name Brooke Penny, so I'm assuming that this is an alias. I'm not going to even try to speculate who. I will respect the privacy of the person who wrote the show and did not want to be credited on this. And honestly, with some of the material in the show, I don't 100% blame them.
I feel dirty for watching this show.
Oh boy. Okay, so I'd like to introduce how I think I want to order the sequence of events for tonight's show. Two of us have seen the show before. Two of us have not. I personally want the two who have not seen the show first, and the two who have seen the show last. That's how I see it.
I guess, Roots, do you want me to go first, or you go first?
Why don't you go on ahead?
I was gonna say, Roots, go first, because I talk more than you do, so...
Let's try this. Roots, Megan, Jet, and myself. Sounds like a good order for tonight. How's that?
There we go. Okay. So, for shows like this, what I really look for in the script writing and the direction is, are they having fun? Like, that is the most important part of this, because, you know, if you have to dub something that has subject matter like Taboo Tattoo does, are you having fun with all of this, you know, bringing everything up? And with some of the choices made in the script writing and the direction, I have to say, this would have been a dub that probably would have been a blast to be a fly on the wall for in the studio. Because you've got a character who is a sadist, who makes jokes about his penis like every other line he has. You have lesbianism everywhere, and it's kind of the butt of a joke at some points. It sounds like everybody was largely enjoying themselves when they were producing this dub. So, and considering it's Bevins, so it's not a bad dub by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, welcome to a camp of God, this show has a better dub than it ever fucking deserved. Bevins is a masterclass director. Like, I don't think I've run into a dub that he's done that I haven't liked in some way, shape, and form. But direction work is not where this show shines. Oh no! Oh no! God bless you, Justin Briner, and your trashy fucking writing of this goddamn show. Let me read to you a selection of lines from the dub of Taboo Tattoo. Move it or lose it, asshole! No, bad touch! Her chest is unbelievable! How dare she be developed like that? Wow, what a trooper. I mean, I'll do it. I mean, it sounds shady as hell, but at least you sound sincere.
I forgot that one.
And no religious solicitations. I'm happy with my current provider.
Oh, God.
The princess is stubborn as hell, and she couldn't give two craps about diplomacy. I'm 22 years old, I'm single and ready to mingle, and I'm also a total sadist. Bathroom, it's a number 2. It's really bad. Bye. My spleen, go on without me. If I win, I get your enormous rack. And like after a while, I don't want to know what it is, but I learned a term, called turkey slap. Don't look it up.
I think we could say what it is fairly.
What is a turkey slap? Is it slapping?
Turkey slap is basically slapping somebody in the face with your hard penis.
Neat!
Oh, man.
But yeah, some of the dialogue in this show is just fucking ridiculous. Good job, Justin and Brooke. Also, I will have to say, I also wish I was a fly on the wall for this dub, because there are just some reaction noises that are the fucking best. So, I know this is a bad show. There are very few redeeming qualities about this show, but at least the dub is one of them.
Jet, how'd you feel revisiting Taboo Tattoo?
Yep, so I watched the show simulcast, as Andrew already mentioned, and I had a blast watching it because it was one of those things that was kind of like a hilarious dumpster fire. And sure enough, it was a hilarious dumpster fire again, and the dub made it even better in some respects. I mean, you can't really go wrong with Chris Bevins as a director. He always does great stuff, and sure enough, he was really good here. Script was also really fun. You can tell they were having a blast with the material. And they always knew how to strike a good balance with it, how to just get the most out of it. I mean, I will say though that because I watched the sub, I have not really complaints, just nitpicks, because there were some things in the subtitles that aren't in the dub that were like really funny on their own. I mean, that were really kind of funny on their own. Like there's this one bit in like episode 2, that's like where Toka and Lucy that's like first meet, they're like mingling in the classroom. Like, say he gets knocked out of a window, he comes back up, he sees them fondling each other, he's like, and in the sub, he's like, oh my god, something sexual is going on. So I really sad that line wasn't in the dub.
That's fair.
Okay, but aside from those nitpicks, like, I have no bad things to say about this dub. It's a fun production for a really bad show, but hey, it's hilariously bad, so there's that.
There's a lot of ways I approach the shows. I have many issues with it in general because it is a show that has no consistent tone. So
the show is also fugly looking as hell.
It's also really fugly looking, but that's another thing. The show has no consistent tone, so it goes to different moods and styles, and it's so jarring and weird. So if you're watching this for an action drama show, the camera's gonna make you dizzy, and the drama is so at odds with everything else in the show, it's gonna be hard to take it seriously. But watching this as a comedy again, knowing some of this stuff's gonna happen, some of the writing, some of the presentation, and was hysterically dumb, outlandish, and amazing. It's like, in some parts you could tell they kind of knew what they were working on, and they got the chance to really have fun and go nuts with it a little, and that was really exciting, especially with some of the dialogue choices, which we'll get to a lot more of those. There's some gold mines in here, ladies and gentlemen. And in regards to the direction, on one hand, I'm not a big fan of the show, so I was a little annoyed seeing this was Bevins' Swan Song. That being said, for a creative in the field of dubbing, working on a show like this must be the most fun you can ever have. And the fact that I was told, like he himself said, he got some of his favorite people to work with on the show means that he got all of his friends, dialed them up, is like, yo, get in here, I'm going nuts in here.
You know what? Sometimes it's kind of the best, that's like the best thing you can do for a show like this. Like, and here's the thing too, like, I do have a point to say that every dub should be treated as if this is someone's favorite anime fucking ever. Here's the thing though, this dub is hysterical, this show is bad to a lot of us, but it's still a really good fucking dub!
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That being said, Jeremy, it was actually kind of interesting because I think I've seen Jeremy's worked on Bevins with a lot of stuff, so it was neat that he got to work with him one last time before the move. And Bevins, the fact that this is your final project, I hope you're happy, sir. This was a riot. I got a lot of thoughts on the show.
I hope that Roots and I get to meet him next week. We're recording this the week before Anime Boston, actually.
Like, literally the week before the both of us
yeah,
are
like,
going to Boston.
as of this time next week, I will actually be able to see Roots and touch him.
Oh my.
No comment!
Why did you go there?
Honestly, there's gonna be a lot of going there tonight, so it makes sense.
I know,
Anyway.
me and Roots are gonna do such lewd things like holding hands.
Ew, gross, you fucking sluts.
He fucking asked me to marry him last episode I was on!
That being said, Bevins, this dub's a lot of fun. You done good, sir. And What is a show without a colorful cast of characters?
Handshakers.
Okay, let's talk about the characters we will be discussing tonight. First off, we're going to talk about a bunch of military American soldier people, some of the more notable ones. First off, we have Soa Tamaki, the most normal-sounding name of this group, Lisa Lovelock, and...
Okay, can I, like, actually talk about the name before we go to, like, actual character discussion, please?
Let me say it first. Despite the fact that his rank is now Brigadier General, this character likes to be called Colonel Sanders.
Hey kids, get your $5 fill
like somewhere, like somewhere the real Colonel Sanders is rolling in his grave.
Oh my god.
No joke. I'm like really surprised the offer did not get sued because KFC is actually KFC is a pretty big deal in Japan too. So
you don't mess with the Colonel's
Yakuza.
Yakuza.
Did not get sued.
Colonel Sanders here with the baseball bat to your kneecaps.
There's a lot of absurd names, as we're going to talk about in the show, but the fact that somebody had the gall to name the American general man Colonel Sanders. God bless you, Bakas. Oh god, there's so much, but the show must go on, ladies.
Roots is fucking dying.
The show must go on, ladies and gentlemen. Now,
it's a finger-licking good ride.
It is a finger-licking good ride.
Incidentally, that's also what the Princess of the Kingdom likes to do.
Let's wait a little longer before we reach that climax, Megan. Anyways, I think we should talk about who plays these characters. Soa Tamaki is played by Riko Fajardo, who you'll have heard as such characters as Kyosuke Munakata in Danganronpa 3 Future and Despair, Daryun in The Heroic Legend of Arslan.
I haven't done it in a while.
You may.
Daryun!
Thank you. Emilio Benedetto from Gangsta, Magnus from Unbreakable Machine Doll, and... boy, you want to talk about another show with amazingly terrible names? Slatter Honeysuckle from Heavy Object.
Oh, man, I forgot about that name.
Man, doing research about the show and the cast reminded me so much of the great names that are also in Heavy Object. Bevins worked on both. Notice a pattern. Lisa Lovelock. I almost called her Loveclock. Ugh. God damn it. This fucking
We're rubbing off on you. Our little Andrew's all grown up.
Please don't talk about cocks and rubbing in the same sentence.
Did you know that when you put one cock to another cock, that turns people on?
Oh god. Okay. Bring
it's
it
like
back.
a creamsicle sundae.
Okay. Fuck. Reeling it back. Jamie Markey is the voice of Lisa Lovelock, and you'll have heard Jamie Markey in such other shows as such other characters as Renko Uminagi from Aquarian Logos, Junko Enoshima from the Danganronpa series, Akira Aoi from Selector Infexed Wheatcross, Lenti Farolito from Heavy Object, and Lulu Yurigasaki from Yurikuma Arashi.
Ah, more lesbians.
And finally, Colonel Sanders himself is played by the man, the myth, the legend, Christopher R. Sabat, who you'll have heard in such roles as Gil Durai from Drifters, King Andragoras III from the Heroic Legend of Arslan, Maestro from Jormungand, Kikucho from Samurai 7, and Kiyotaka Narumi from Spiral.
Oh, you brought up my favorite show! Oh, you brought up my favorite Bevins dub!
I went with a theme for tonight.
Oh my god, I'm actually fucking crying! No, like, okay. The first box set I ever bought for myself when I was in middle school was Spiral. Like, I have had that series on my shelf. What the hell? Okay, there it is. I lost it for a second. I was like, what the hell is it? And it's like between Sound of the Sky and Strike Witches. I have had that on my shelf for over 10 years. Like, that was the first show I ever, like, fell in love with outside of, like, okay, second, because Fruits Basket was first. But, like, I used to watch the commentaries on that DVD all the time. Like, I actually think I have Sabbath's autograph on my set. You know what? Give me 5 seconds. Roots, go first.
Colonel Sanders here with a $5 review of the military characters of Taboo Tattoo. I mean, what can I say about Sabbath? Like, it is exactly the kind of character I love listening to him as. He gets a lot of great one-liners. It's one of those performances where you can kind of tell he's taking it seriously, but he's playing it like a gag character, and it really, for the show, it really works. I also really like the sort of gung-ho attitude of Jamie Marchi as Lisa. And can we just stop for a second and talk about Rico Fajardo's character?
Yes.
Yes, you may.
And the character arc he gets at the end of the show.
The true hero of the show is that man and his journey to survive fate.
Because he proposes to his girlfriend at Comic-Cat, and then... and all the while she's complaining, oh god, you're setting off every death flag.
Oh my god, that whole speech. We met as childhood friends, and then we were separated by fate, and then we had a reunion in a room full of sweaty nerds.
Sweaty nerds!
And, like, in the background, there's, like, little drawings of people waving a red flag as Alexis Tipton starts crying. Also, to interject, yes, I do have Christopher Sabat's autograph on my Spiral set. I will give our editor a picture of it.
Nice. Like, he honestly, Soha is probably the best character of the show. Like, every scene he is in, he steals. He gets an actually pretty fun fight at the end of the show. And I think he makes it to the end?
He survives! Yes. They literally do. I'm like, I hope the show ends with him surviving, and they show him popping out from the rubble to cheer on the giant kaiju battle, which I guess happens. And then it's like, yeah, the show.
Yeah, all of a sudden the show turned into, like, fucking Attack on Titan.
And except the Titans look like plastic for some reason.
They still look better. They still look better than the CG from season 2.
I will actually disagree with you.
All right, so Roots, anything else?
No, I'll pass it off to Megan.
All right, Megan.
So, Jamie Marchi as Lisa. Basically, it's kind of standard Jamie Marchi fare. She's a little bit horny. She's hot. I will say this, though. I actually got kind of sad when her boyfriend died in episode 8. Leo. Because that was actually a really cool, like, kind of combination. That he could, like, make anything, like, a solid, a liquid, or a gas. And then, like, she would blow it up. Though I do like when she gets possessed by, the little lion lolly.
Little lion lolly. Say that 5 times fast.
Little lion lolly, 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 little lion lolly.
Goddamn.
Don't fuck with me. I am the queen, bitch. But when she gets possessed by her, she does do a good job of differentiating, Lisa as normal Lisa and Lisa being possessed. It also is another favorite line of mine. It's like, do you know what the snake is a euphemism for? It's a euphemism for penis. Nobody asked you! Rico as normal guy Kamaki was great. At first I didn't recognize him. I actually thought he was Robert McCollum for a second. But then I was like, oh, this is horny Rico. He and Alexis Tipton were great. I thought he had a lot of fun also against Anastasia Munoz's character, who we're not talking about, whose job was literally to be horny and spiky and horny. Also, when Rico and Tom's waifu dies is also pretty fucking great. But probably one of the comedic standouts of the show is Christopher Sabat as Colonel Sanders, because he chews every scene that he's in as the most, like, stereotypical American in a big blockbuster character. And there's, like, one part later in this show, I think it's, like, in the last episode, it's like, we're America! We like to blow!
I will read you the exact line he says. Give me a second.
Please do it.
The exact line he says is, I'm a red-blooded American, you hear me? Nothing I love more than freedom, blowing shit up, and kicking ass.
Like, he also says fuck at one point. Like, I was just fucking gross.
There's also a point where, like, they're firing him when he says, let's fire a giant sausage up their asses.
Yeah.
I love that this show knows what it is.
Trash.
I will argue that. I will actually argue that when we get into, like, more into the show, but, like I said, Megan, anything else to add?
I can't go on from there.
Fair enough. When you stick a sausage in it, where else do you go but up? Jet.
Well, you go either up the clam or up the butthole.
Okay, so, like Megan was saying, Lisa was kind of like a typical David performance, but, I mean, it was a lot of fun, you know. That's a little bit comedic, a little bit sexy. It was a fun time. And, like, I did kind of like her a little bit with the blind guy, even if he did die, like, very, very quickly. So, okay, so as far as Rico as Tamaki goes, that was also a lot of fun. I mean, the whole, like, meta joke thing kind of seems silly for a show that really doesn't have any semblance of tone whatsoever. But it was kind of amusing in its own right, and I kind of jump on the fact that he did in fact survive. So, so yes, you too can defy fate. Okay, yep, and then Colonel Sanders, he's Colonel Sanders. He's there to be over the top and silly. And he has a lot of fun dialogue. That was a really fun performance. Chris Sabat was, like, clearly just chewing it up there. I mean, I will say I was, like, a little bit annoyed at how much of an obvious stereotype he is. Like, that bothered me a little bit. But, I mean, but it's one of those things where it's so over the top you kind of can't take too much offense to it. So, it was a pretty good time.
Alright. Now, where do I start? Okay. I like Jamie. I think Jamie playing a very sultry, sexy badass, like, I'm used to that at this point, but honestly, that's kind of what I wanted for a show like this anyways, and I'm glad she gets a chance to actually be cool in a couple of moments and step on a dude's nuts, which you could hear a lot of that in her voice. I also genuinely liked the dynamic that she has with Bluesy. It's a tried and true combo, but I'm a little annoyed with how the show genuinely works her character in sometimes, as she seems to really get in some of the creepier, okay, there's a lot of creepy moments, but the more creepier moments with the other creepy guy in the show, and that bugs me, like, I don't know. But it was kind of cool that, like, she did get a couple of moments. I liked her dynamic with that dude. I think his name was Leo, or something like that. Okay, and yeah, I think Jamie was good. I'm gonna go to Sabat next. Just the fact that I lived long enough to hear Chris Sabat say that line from his mouth, that I'm so glad I lived long enough to hear him say that he's a red-blooded American kicking ass, freedom and blowing.
What were you expecting? Like a bullet to hit you, or like death by snoo or snow?
Honestly, this is our third snowstorm. At this point, anything could have gone on.
So what you're saying is you're more likely to die death by snow, but not by snoo.
Here's hoping. Okay.
I mean, we are talking about anime. Death by Snow is a very frequent way to
All right. That being said,
Andrew would prefer Death by Snoo Snoo from, like, Mina.
She is a precious.
Oh wait, is she thick enough for Death by Snoo Snoo? Death by Snoo Snoo from Galco.
Okay, Megan. I think Andrew's joke is on a reason to screen and kill you right now.
I'm contemplating it. Okay. Galco.
You earned this.
Galco would be pretty fucking good. Not gonna lie. Okay. Okay. Now, Christopher Sabat is Colonel Sanders. I'm happy. I'm so happy that he is now officially the #1 Colonel Sanders, beating out Nick Offerman as the role, which I'm very happy about.
I thought it was Norm Macdonald.
Who was it in that? Okay.
It's Norm Macdonald for a while.
Right. I was wrong. Okay.
Like, they have a ton of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Like, one of them is like Reba McEntire now.
Okay. Point being, Sabat, full-blooded American, does this character as campy. Oh wait, there's one line I forgot. When BB comes in, he's like, "I'm here to avenge my fallen comrades." Hey, I'm right fucking here.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I remember that.
I forgot about that. I'm here. I can't believe he's like. I can't believe Bluesy. Colonel Sanders is dead. I'm not dead. Sometimes I can still hear his voice.
I'm okay. I'm like, I can't walk and I can't see shit. I'm still alive.
If he can't see shit now, how is he gonna make his chicken now?
Anyways, the hero. Let's now talk about the hero of the show, Rico S. Tamaki. This character literally just shows up unprompted, out of nowhere, just suddenly in the time skip. He's suddenly besties with Tom and Bluesy and Seigi. It's like, who are you? Where did you come from? I'm so glad he came up out of nowhere, because he is the most hysterically outrageous bit of comedy in this show, and he's kind of cool, this cool, weird, beefy otaku man, and like, it's like all the death flags he raises, he actually gets a pretty decent fight, and the dynamism where it's like, on stage his character's like, ram yourself into my sexy bed of spikes. It's like, I already have a girl waiting for me at home.
Dun 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 dun!
Also, here's a little bit of referential humor. When I saw him watch, literally, he and Tom are watching tentacle porn just in the cabin, just cause they are. And when I saw that and knew that was Rico, I'm like, is Rico just watching the role he plays in Rio Rainbow Gate?
Only Jamal will get that joke.
Only Jamal, and I hope he does. Love you, buddy. Anyways, seriously, Rico's hysterical as this random beefy badass, and I'm glad he got to play this part. Now, I think it's time we turn away from the land of the US of A and into the insert European country here in the form of Saristan, and talk about the members of the princess's personal squad, Brahmin.
See, I don't even think it's Europe. I think it's supposed to be in, like, India, guys.
Yeah, that's what I thought, too.
I'm gonna be honest, I zoned that out, and that's,
Her dad was brown! And David Wald!
Yeah.
And awful! Therefore, it is a typical David Wald character.
Oh, okay. Anyways, as for, these characters of Brahmin, we're gonna be talking about R.R. Lurker, the, he is the...
Whip it out!
He is 22, single, ready to mingle, and very much a sadist. Then we have Kal Shakar. She is a...
Hot!
She is a hot, but she is also a traditional samurai woman, and also has the strange nickname of Aegis Armadillo. And, yeah, I thought... Yeah, yes. And Ajita, who
I summon thee, the Aegis Armadillo, by my sword. I use a command spell. Fuck 'em up!
And Ajita, who is a creepy man with a glass eye who summons bugs from it. As for the actor and actresses that are playing tonight's characters of Brahmin, Ajita is played by R. Bruce Elliott, who if you've heard him in such performances as Hannibal Barca from Drifters, Sogan Kenzaki from Aquarian Locos, Shimazu Yoshihiro from the Sengoku Basara series, Ryu Kazuma from Ping Pong, and Kenichi Saito from Beck Mongolian Chop Squad. Cal Shakar is played by Rachel Robinson, who you've heard as such characters as Farangis from the Heroic Legend of Arslan, Sakura Ogami from Danganronpa the Animation, Anastasia Romanova from Drifters, Commander Io from Nobunagan, and Mauve from Aka 13 Territory Inspection Department. As for R.R. Lurker, he is played, interestingly enough, by Andrew Love. This was the only exception to my scheme for tonight. It was very hard to make it work. So, you've heard Andrew Love as such performances as Yuma Mukami from Diabolic Lovers, Mink from Dramatical Murder, Adam Blade from Needless, Daigo Aoki from Food Wars, and Ibarra from Agame ga Kill. So, in any order, however you want to start with, whoever you want to start with and end with, Roots, that's on you.
I'll start with Ajita, because he gets a couple moments, not a lot of screen time, but...
He's more of a looker than an actual talker.
Looker. Because of the big old glass eye.
Yep.
But when he does speak, he is hammy as hell. I really do like our Bruce Elliott, because he gets a lot of these characters who are just total hams. I liked what little we got of him. God. R.R. Lurker.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Like, he gets some of the best lines of the show. As demonstrated. So many snake penis jokes. So many.
All of the snake penis jokes.
Like, nearly all of his lines are just these dumb machismo.
Creepy lines.
Yeah. I couldn't help but laugh at it, though. And, Rachel Robinson as Cal Shakar. God damn. Like, that... My review of that performance in 2 words. God damn. Rachel Robinson's really, really good. Probably one of the... From a technical standpoint, probably one of, if not the best performance of the show. She's tough, but then she also gets these moments of vulnerability.
Moe.
Moe is exactly the word you'd use in this scenario.
Moe, cute.
And I'm gonna pass it on to Megan, because she'll probably say what I want to in better words.
I'm gonna agree with Roots about Ajita. He doesn't talk a lot, but whenever he opens his mouth, Kent Williams chews the scene. To which, if you don't know,
Megan.
Kent Williams... What?
Megan. R. Bruce Elliott.
Fuck. Damn it. God damn it.
Start over.
I mean, it's not as bad as, like, actually running a tournament on a forum and literally listing a character's name wrong, because I thought Hifumi's last name from New Game was Yamada, and I realized it was the Danganronpa character a week later.
The fact that you compared her to my goddess, to that fat fuck, annoys me more than it should.
Hey, it's Fat Hifumi time! Anyway, so... R. Bruce Elliott chewed the scenery. I wish his character showed up a little bit more, because he just kind of turned into a giant fly monster and died at the end. To which, damn, that's a really good Jeff Goldblum cosplay. Thank you to all 2 of you who got that reference.
I did.
Thanks, dear. Then, okay, so then let's see okay, I kind of want to do Rachel next. Cal. Cal is straight up wife material. I would let her put her sword in me. Just saying.
Oh my.
She's hot. But I never knew Rachel Robinson could do moe. like, I'm not gonna lie. Rachel, when she gets all flustered and mad at, BB for not liking her, it's the cutest shit. Like, I want Rachel Robinson doing more moe shit, and not, like, moe little boy, like in Token Rambu. Now I realize why I said Kent Williams, because the episode yesterday of Token Rambu that aired, as of this recording, was the moe Kent Williams episode. But, she was super cute, and she was also super fucking threatening, too. Like, she honestly was one of the best performances in the show, for a show that does not deserve a level of performance. But let's talk about fucking Andrew Love as R.R. Lurker. Holy hell! He is disgusting, creepy man. He is, like, disgusting, creepy fedora man baby. Like, talks about whipping it out. He made me learn what turkey slapping is. Because he threatens to turkey slap Bluesy. To which, by the way, if you don't know, Bluesy has, like, the body of a 15-year-old. So, yeah, fuck off, show, with your creepy pedophilia. He's got, like, piercings. There's also another line that he gets in the show that was pretty great, which was, Little Lion Lolly is like, wow, you're pretty good at stitching. Yeah, I went to med school. No shit.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere, but it was
like,
great.
He's like, yeah, I got thrown out for being a sadistic asshole. Also, this girl has giant boobs. But Andrew Love, like, took the scenery and chewed it and, like, spat on it and made love to it and, like, he fucked a ham. No, Andrew Love did not actually fuck a ham. Please do not fuck hams. I mean, he localized that performance in that booth. He steamed those hams. I'm reaching for this. But that's all I've got to say. Also, he also has probably the funniest death line in the show, which is he's being hurled at Anastasia Munoz's horny spikes, and he just goes, fuck. And then he dies. Anyway, go ahead, Jet.
So our Bruce Elliott's character was just kind of there for most of the show. He didn't really do much, but he did give an incredibly chewdy speech out of the last scene, which I thought was pretty funny. Rachel Robinson as Cal was pretty good. Like you guys are saying, that was definitely one of the best performances in the show. Like a really good mix of tough and cool, and then also like cute and moe on occasion. Although I will be honest and saying I was not annoyed, but it was kind of like a little random how they just sort of threw out her crush on BB, like the way they explained it. It's like they literally just start fighting. It's like, oh, you have a crush on BB. It's like, well, that came out of nowhere.
I think they implied she had something for somebody beforehand in the cave with the princess, but it was weird, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That line. Oh, come. She acts like a prude, but I bet she's a freak.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess she wasn't wrong there.
I mean, legitimately, show. At least if BB slept with her, Child Protective Services wouldn't have been called.
Look, she is, like, I think an adult, or, like, at least mid-20s or something, but, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then Andrew Levin's RR was just, that was a riot. That, the guy was really slimy and gross and unlikable, but but Andrew Levin was having a blast with that. So, he was chewing up the scenery, every line was gold, all the innuendos were just spot on, it was a really fun time.
Oh boy, this is, like I said, colorful cast of characters. These are some weirdos. Achita, our Bruce Elliot has a very nice voice. He sounds super duper, like, old and crazy, and his final explosion was kind of great. You're right, it is a very, like, chewdy speech where it's like, destroy the world and make it in your own image. Like, oh my god. The show is basically, like, a lot of things, one of which is basically unironic, chuny fantasy. As for Rachel Robinson as Cal, I think she did sound pretty good. She has a very stern, authoritative voice and sounds really, like, cool and badass when she actually has to be. So, like, when she is going into battle and actually being legitimately threatening. Like, she's one of the characters where it's like, when she starts doing shit, I actually kind of believe, like, she has intent to fuck shit up. Unlike a lot of other characters, but that's aside the point. She does a really good job. I actually do think, yeah, she does sound kind of cute when she is getting flustered. I think it's kind of random and tonally jarring, but that's Taboo Tattoo in a package. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed Rachel Robinson as this very powerful, pure maiden who's stained with blood. But Andrew fucking Love, what the shit?
I feel really weird because, like, one of the shows that you mentioned was Dramatical Murder, and I'm just like, oh, I've played the games, and his character does a lot worse things in those games.
Oh boy, just you took it. You're given a character like this, and you can play this with as much, like, craziness as you want. And this show gives him a lot more time than I expected to give this character. Like, I thought this dude was basically going to be shot and dead when he first showed up, and he survives pretty much the entire show for the most part. And you get to hear him do his shtick a lot. He is creepy, crazy, freaking off the walls, masochistic bullshit, innuendo.
Sadistic, not masochistic. There's a difference.
Right. That's what I meant.
Well,
like,
actually...
Thank you. You can have Ajita's Fedora since he's not going to need it since he is now a squash bug.
By the way, is it really weird that whenever he would make the giant cubes in the air, I was like, oh look, it's the Kato cubes.
At least the
CGI in Kato looks good.
Man, the CG in this show is bad. No, but yeah, I think there are at least how many different words were used to describe his penis?
Snake, wang, turkey slap.
Venomous snake.
I lost track after like 15.
Yeah.
There's a lot of names for penis.
Yeah.
I didn't even know about turkey slap. The fact that this show taught me what turkey slap is in my...
The fact that I'm pretty sure that somebody on the writing team had to use Urban Dictionary.
I'm pretty sure Briner knows exactly what Urban Dictionary is, and good on him for it. This was a much funnier presentation performance because of it. Goddamn Andrew Love, this was hysterical. I'm glad I got to witness this.
Yeah, though, in the grand scheme of things, like, guys, I know a lot of people are probably going to call, especially me, out for this, because I have such big problems with, like, Monster Musume and Seven Mortal Sins with girl-on-girl, like, sexual assault. By the way, R.R. Lurker deserves to fucking die. There is nothing redeemable about this character. Even the show goes out of its way. Like, that's the one credit I will give this show. This show goes out of its way to paint him as pure fucking evil for what he has done. I'm not excusing it. I'm saying that Andrew Love's performance was over the top and hammy. This character can die in a fire, and one of the most satisfying moments in the show is when Bluesy kicks him in the dick.
He also gets literally double-teamed by Bluesy and Lucy. So... No, wait, is it Lucy or Lisa? I forgot.
Lisa.
Lisa!
I think we said Lisa.
Okay, I thought it was Lucy for some reason. Anyways... but yeah, no. The show is really creepy, and there's a lot of unnecessary, like, stuff that goes out of his way. They do make him that he is kind of creepy, and the show kind of makes it apparent that he is a creepy bad man. But the show is also having its cake and eating it too by having all these lasting, longing tracking shots or lingering too long.
Yeah, when we get to the princess and the little lion lolly, I think that's where we're going to have a lot of words. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Yeah. Point being, this is, the reason I think this one bugs me more is just because, like, this has no tone where it's like Monmusu or Mortal Sins, at least that seems like they kind of know already. This one seems like it wants to be a bunch of things and also do a little creepy fan service stuff.
Hey guys, look, I'm gonna actually say something nice about Monster Musume. At least Monster Musume knows that it's fetishistic trash, and it does not try to be anything else but that.
Yeah.
And when it actually does try, it can at times be endearing. This show is not. This show is a fucking mess. By the way, did you know the guy who directed this directed fucking Slayers?
Did he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking wow. Now, moving away from the kingdom is the former spy from the kingdom, as well as a renowned scientist in regards to tattoos. Professor Wiseman. What is he? He's a wise man. Fuck you. What is subtlety? And Brad Blackstone, aka BB, aka the Chunibyo hero your 14-year-old mind can't even comprehend.
Oh, I gotta correct you there. It wasn't Blood said it was. No, it was Blood, whatever.
It's Blad and not Brad?
No, I'm pretty sure it was Blood.
Is it Blood Blackstone? Give me a second.
Yeah, it was Blood Blackstone, I'm pretty sure.
Why does it say Brad Blackstone when I checked?
I'm like pretty sure it was Blood. Like, at least that's what they said in the show.
ANN says Brad. Which is weird.
I'm like...
Because I clearly heard it as Blood in the show.
Honestly, either one sounds super duper, like, fucking edgy anyways. Who cares? Okay, fuck it. His name is BB. It's BB. It's just BB. It's only BB. Fuck you. Okay, let's talk about Wiseman and BB. That was...
Wiseman and BB coming to CBS this fall.
Oh, God.
Wiseman and BB.
Okay.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm just getting it.
One is a genius, the other shooting.
It's BB and Wiseman. BB and Wiseman. Oh no.
BB and
Wiseman.
Men.
They want to team up and take the tattoos. They're ordinary chunies.
Oh.
This is why I love the Grimgar crew. This is why
Grimgar
I love
crew
episodes
is
with
best
you guys.
fucking crew.
I love you bastards. Anyways.
By the way, I just vote that if we all hopefully get to see each other at A-Fest, we all just look each other in the eyes, like that one Nichijou gif with the dog, put our hands on each other's shoulder, and just nod.
Agreed. Anyways,
So who plays our double agents?
Starting with
Triple agents?
Wiseman. Starting with Wiseman. Wiseman is voiced by Jeremy Schwartz, who you've heard as such characters as the Black King from Drifters, Nuada Kiri from Harmony, Bakarion, Barkossion from The Heroic Legend of Arslan, and the narrator from Brave Witches. And BB is voiced by none other than J. Michael Tatum, who you've heard as such characters as Butch Cassidy from Drifters, Warbler from Aka 13 Territory Inspection Department, Jin Kirigiri from the Danganronpa series, Gadevi from The Heroic Legend of Arslan, and Life Shexy
Shabadadu
from Yorikuma Arashi. Roots, start us off, will you?
I guess I'll start with BB. I'm a little bummed because Tatum in Bevins dubs often gets really, really great lines, especially things like in Drifters as Butch Cassidy, where he just randomly says "love a duck," which probably got changed in the home video version to the more explicit version of that phrase.
Duck-a-fuck.
Duck-a-fuck.
He doesn't get a lot of great one-liners in this show, which is kind of a shame considering he's like the big Chuny character. But in all, his performance is really solid. It's a Tatum performance. You're getting what you paid for.
I paid nothing to watch this.
You paid 4 hours.
I paid with 4
That's-
hours of my fucking life.
Yeah, and that's 4 hours.
I'm like
of
hooked up to
that.
the machine. I'm like hooked up to the machine from fucking Princess Bride.
Jen and I spent 8. You're welcome.
Anyway, I'm really kind of bummed that Jeremy Schwartz really hasn't shown up in simuldubs lately, probably for the past season or two. I mean, he's probably doing like narrator work for the Discovery Channel, like he actually does.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Yeah, he's the you know that Bootleggers show on the Discovery Channel?
Like bootlegging as in moonshine making?
Yeah, as in moonshine making. Like
Oh,
the
what the fuck?
Yeah, he's the narrator of
What?
that show.
Bullshit!
The title of it escapes me. Hold on a sec. Jamal,
Hold on,
I'm
is it
so
like
sorry.
Bootlegger
Yo, what the fuck? Yo!
Moonshiners. Is
No,
the show.
yo, it really is, because I looked up on Google, it says cast, Jeremy Schwartz.
What the fuck?
And now, Jamal, if you can put in the gif of Eric Wareheim, just the mind blown, you will be my friend forever.
I mean,
The
he
more
added the
you
why.
know.
Oh. He added in the "Why are you booing me when I'm right?" one before.
Okay.
But yeah, like, I really like Jeremy Schwartz's voice. I really hope that he continues to come to Funimation and just bless shows with his dulcet tones. Because I'll admit, the character he plays is kind of one note, and he just kind of gives a life to it.
What the fuck, Jeremy Schwartz?
I
Jeremy
know, awesome,
Schwartz.
right?
Jeremy Schwartz here for Moonshine.
I blew somebody else's mind with that in another episode, and I can't remember which.
You
Anyway.
need a second to get that out of your system.
Yes, actually. What the fuck? What the fuck? That's like
kind
learning.
of amazing.
That's like learning on the Sir Vamp commentary that one time in a movie, Chuck Huber got to punch Ben Affleck.
What?
Yeah, I think it's something like that. It's like, yeah, no, I punched Ben Affleck in a movie once.
I'm punching Ben Affleck.
I'm trying not to die.
I'm dying here.
Speaking
I'm freaking
of
dying,
dying,
Clara.
speaking of dying,
I'm freaking dying over here.
And maybe I should go watch. Maybe I should go watch your comprehension.
This isn't even that funny. What the fuck? All right. My mom is like, I'm scaring the dogs. Serenity now. Okay. Jeremy Schwartz's Wiseman was really good. I like when Jeremy Schwartz gets to play cryptic old men. He wasn't shine on crazy grandpa levels of crazy. But, I like how he's sitting. I think he also delivers one of my favorite lines of the show is, Sanders, this isn't a summer blockbuster.
I forgot about that.
So yeah, he was pretty cool. I thought he was interesting, but BB was great. BB deserves better than this show as a character. Yeah, is he like edgelord formulaic? Yeah, but he's actually really cool, and I thought he was like honestly a better character than our lead, and that the lead should have died and BB should have lived.
Yeah.
Though to be fair, I think BB needs to take a seat over there because he is dating a girl that has the body of a 15-year-old.
she is an older character, and it is consensual on both parties.
Yeah, but it's just a little bit weird because she's got the body of a fucking 15-year-old.
If you have to whip out an ID every time,
If
probably
you've
not
got
a good idea.
If you've got to pull the Romeo and Juliet clause, by the way, that is an actual law.
Is
then
there?
it's a little bit weird.
Okay.
But I thought his performance was great because usually sometimes I forget that Tatum can do like these kind of big, solemn, badass characters because I'm used to him being like, like Tsukiyama, and shit. It kind of reminded me a little bit of his character Warbler and Akka, but other than that, I thought they were both really good. Go ahead, Jet, while I kind of die inside.
So I'll talk about Jeremy Schwartz first. So he's really great as Wiseman. I really like his voice. It was pretty cool. And I thought he gave a lot of life to a character that was honestly just kind of there. I mean, although I do think it's kind of weird that he just sort of decided to give this powerful tattoo to some random kid he met on the street. Like, I don't know if the show ever explains why he did that. But, yeah. As I bet the show is stupid, so whatever. Okay, and then we have J. Michael Tatum as BB. So I was a little surprised when I saw it was J. Michael Tatum as this character, since, like Megan said, he doesn't really get to play these sort of stoic characters that much, but he was clearly having a pretty good time in it.
Jeremy Schwartz has a really distinct, you could hear his voice from a mile away. He's very outstanding. I learned he was originally from New Jersey today doing research. I'm like, wow, I learned something new. Anyways, I really like him as the kind of stoic, very tired, exhausted old person, very gruff, aged, like he's been through a lot of shit, and I think that works for this character who's supposed to be on the run from the United States and the Kingdom? I don't know.
I mean, with the current administration, all scientists should be on the run for the U.S.
You're not wrong.
Bazinga.
Hey, I didn't know Sheldon was in this show.
I think Jeremy Schwartz does a really good job. I like the way he sounds, and even he gets a couple of interesting moments in, like, the final episode, but he also kind of, like, manipulates the main character to be a kaiju for a reason, I guess. I don't know.
Because kaiju are fucking cool.
I mean, same logic implied when he just gave the tattoo for literally no reason.
Yeah.
You think he literally just, like, gives it to random people on the streets? It's like, man, that was a really good hot dog. Here, have this tattoo. Man, you did a really good guitar performance on the street. Here, take this tattoo.
Hey, kid, you want a free tattoo? I got a tattoo gun right here.
He goes to the red light He goes to the red light district and he sees like a call girl. And it's like, you have a really nice set of tatas. Here, take this tattoo.
No, don't. That's not Russ. Don't worry about it. I'll give you a free tattoo.
What are you buying? What are you selling?
I'm the tattoo master. I sell tattoos.
Tattoo master. I'd like to buy your strongest tattoo.
You can't handle my strongest tattoo.
Okay. My
I'm
God.
sorry, Andrew. I'm sorry.
I'm not.
You shouldn't be. Yeah, she's not sorry. You shouldn't be either.
Roots. Repeat after me. I'm
not
sorry.
sorry.
Yeah, you did it!
Good job. Anyways, I think I've said my piece. He has a really good voice and he does a good job. Now for J. Michael Tatum as BB. This is, like I said, this character is like Chunibyo, like middle school phase edge superhero, and that's kind of why he looks so cool in the show, is because this kind of idolizes all that Chuni nonsense, which works for this character. Like, he's a decent enough character, cool guy man. It's just like the whole deal with his situation is very weird.
Yeah, can we bring up how he's not actually a character until after he dies?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ironic twist.
What, that he suddenly just ends up like... By the way, there's like a scene in the last episode after, I guess the soul or the core of Seigi's tattoo, which is the giant kaiju, eats Bluesy and him, and all of a sudden Bluesy wakes up in like the fucking void, and there's BB sitting on fucking nothing, by the way! He's just like perfectly, like legs at a perfect 90-degree angle on fuck all! What the hell, show?
Look, when government money doesn't pay the bills, you make a nice job living doing pantomime. It does very well for him.
Maybe he should have pantomimed away out of his own death.
Anyways,
Womp
Tatum
womp.
Tatum has a very like I said, he's much more like I think eccentric or bombastic or I guess more stuck-up characters, but actually seeing him do much more like cool guy, badass, stoic man was a lot better than I think I was expecting, and I enjoyed his performance quite a bit. And I'm not sure if I should bring this up or not. At least I find it very amusing that this character is the one that directly no homos somebody else.
Oh yes, I want to bring this up!
Oh yeah, he does.
Okay, so we're not talking about it, but I've literally called the character Super Twink. Oh. It's his, I forget what his actual name is, but he's played by Damon Mills. And at one point, like, I guess in this, Andrew told me that in the sub, like, they directly implying that he's fucking the king.
They don't even imply, they straight up say.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah. So basically in the show, David Wald and Damon Mills have fucked, which is really weird because they play father and son in another show.
Oh! Boy, we are going into some place.
You earned this!
Dare I ask which show?
That they play father and son in?
Yeah.
I'm
Royal
guessing Royal
Tutor.
Tutor?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I
I
thought.
see.
Yeah, because
Okay.
David Wald's the dad, and Damon Mills is Prince Kai. So soft, rub. Which is probably
forgot
what he
David
gave.
Wald was the dad.
When is David Wald not the dad?
Touche.
Okay, I can hear Gigi like 5 miles away. We should move on before this gets awkward.
What's that,
Point
Andrew?
being-
Is that the sound of a flood coming towards New Jersey?
No, it's a snowstorm, which has other implications. Anyways, J. Michael Tatum, I think he does a really good job being this cool, badass superhero man as BB, and he's also kind of sincere and sweet. And I actually do enjoy the chemistry his character has with Bluesy. Like I said, I think he is a character that's kind of weird, but I did enjoy him a lot more than I expected. Now, let's
Lesbian.
let's talk about
Let's be honest.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest and talk about our main antagonist and her.
Pet Loli.
I was gonna say pet project,
Ah, Sopenya, Baba Hichi, Baba Studio. It's a
Let's talk about Princess.
Ah, Sopenya, Baba Hichi.
Settle down, girl. Settle down. Let's talk about.
Lesbian.
Let me at least introduce the characters who are named Princess Aryabhata and Iltutmish.
Toot toot.
Honestly, Little Lion Loli is actually what I remember.
Can we say
Iltutmish-
what we officially dubbed what her the princess's name was in the chat?
Princess Bad Touch.
No, her royal horniness, Princess Von Bad Touch.
Her royal horniness, Princess Fun Bad Touch.
Von Bad Touch.
That is a title she wears with pride. Anyway, she is our main antagonist, I think, and Little Lolly Lion is her very loyal subordinate. Let's just introduce who plays these characters. We have a lot to fucking talk about.
Yeah.
Just rip off the bandage. Rip off the bandage.
Okay.
I'm not in the mood to take a seat over there right now.
Man, there's no other way but to acknowledge it.
Yeah, I can already hear the
They
police
fucked.
siren.
Let me just get it. They banged. They fucked. They had coitus. Princess Von Bad Touch went to the Taco Bell. And seeing as Toot Toot turns into a lion, I guess that makes Princess Von Bad Touch a furry, so they also yiffed.
Oh boy.
I don't know who I'm Jewish. I don't know who I pray to to absolve myself of sin.
I'm already going to hell, so there's no saving me.
Whoever's up top, you get an IOU from me, and maybe a couple of matzo to go with it. Anyways, Princess Aryabhata is played by Carly Mosier, who has played such characters as Toko Fukawa from the Danganronpa series, Midoriko from Selector Infected Wecross. Okay, remember the fucking stupid names from Heavy Object?
Welcome back, Heavy Object!
She plays We Dine Uptown.
Oh, man.
Uptown girl!
Let me
banging lollies in an uptown world.
Let me repeat that for the people in the back. We Dine Uptown. And she's also Cedric... She's Cedric Granville from Unbreakable Machine Doll and Ader from Aka 13 Territory Inspection Department.
By the way, when you said her name was Uptown, I'm like, that's fitting, because I'm pretty sure they were at a pretty classy hotel when they banged.
What did she say again?
God, I love the morning after.
No, she said, what a lovely morning after.
Yeah. That's like 2 lines in... That is a euphemism.
For
that
sex.
is a euphemism and a movie reference.
So,
Andrew. A+. Anyways,
Andrew.
What?
So you could say she uptown funked her up?
I love you so much! Please marry me! I love you, Roots of Justice!
I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry.
I've taught you so well how to be awful! Uptown, fuck her up! Uptown, fuck her up! Uptown, fuck her up! Uptown, fuck her up!
Oh, boy. Okay.
Little Lion Loli is played by Sarah Wiedenhef, who's played such characters as Monica from Heavy Object, Wada from Terror in Residence, Kiriko Nishizawa from Danganronpa 3 Despair Arc, Aura from Aquarian Logos, and Milu Lun from Selector Spread with Cross. Roots. What did you think?
I'm back.
I'm so proud of you.
So, should also probably mention that the princess has, like, an army of, like, clone maids. So, if you were to feel up a clone maid, would that be masturbation or incest?
I mean, credit where credit is due. She doesn't, like, molest her own clones, but...
I'm shocked she doesn't.
What you don't...
In any case...
Are we sure that this country is in India, not in Alabama?
I gotta say, the princess was it felt kind of off for some reason. It's something I can't really put to words. It just kind of felt... Maybe it was what they were going for, but it just... I wasn't exactly sure what they were trying to go for.
I don't think the show knew either.
Yeah, true.
Is she supposed to be sympathetic or fucking evil? We don't know. Also, B, the show cheaped out in killing her. She should have been killed.
Yeah, but you gotta have the season 2 hook, which will never come.
Okay, straight up, I almost thought that was a fake season 2 promotional thing. It seemed like... What was that? I don't get it. Please continue.
I should probably move on to Iltamish.
Toot toot.
Sarah Wiedenhef plays, like, the little girl character really well, and she actually does a really good job with the sadistic side of the character. I'm like, really impressed with Sarah Wiedenhef. And as Megan pointed to in an earlier segment, she gets a really, really good line in one of the early episodes. Like, something about the princess, yeah, that's worse.
It's like, basically, like, I'm going to chase after them for the princess. Or it's like, princess orders you back. Yeah, you don't want to mess with her. Yeah, that's worse, Faith.
I'm still kind of struggling to find words for the performance of the princess.
It just seems off to you, but you can't...
It seems a little too regal, if that makes sense.
Really?
Like, it's a bit too much of an air that she's not like other people. She speaks in sort of, it kind of feels like an accent, but it's not.
That seems like that's exactly what she was trying to go for, and I think that's what they wanted to go for.
Yeah,
I think it works.
Her speech patterns are kind of weird, and it kind of threw me off a bit, so I'll pass it on to Megan.
Well, I think that's also the fault of the show, because the show goes from making her, like, evil and, like, political to, like, fucking predatory lesbian, which, by the way, that's gross show, go fuck yourself. So there's this one part where she takes on Toko, and she's like, if I win, I get your breast! And then, like, they're literally doing an exposition scene as she's juggling Toko's melons. They're authentic in making, American Indian curry with a Jamaican flavor. But I think Carly Mosier was fine. I wouldn't call the Princess Von Bad Touch my favorite performance in the show. She was delightfully hammy, but not as hammy as, like, RR. Or even, like, Anastasia Munoz's character was more hammy than Carly at times. But I think that's because the show has such tonal whiplash on what it was to do with Princess Von Bad Touch that I don't really blame Carly and Chris's direction on it, because the show just kind of goes everywhere. Meanwhile, for Hazabenya, the little lion furry, the little lolly lion, like, she straight up turns into a giant lion at points, and it was fucking great, and, like, that's my aesthetic. But then they also do gross things like putting her in a string bikini, and making her lick boots. Sarah Wiedenheft did fine. She's another soft-spoken Sarah Wiedenheft character. I do like that this character got to be a little bit snarky and smug at times, which is kind of not something that we always get to hear Sarah Wiedenheft be when she's doing the little lolly voice. So good on you, Sarah. I'm gonna pass it on to Jet before Andrew thinks of bad things like Yo quiero Taco Bell.
So I'll talk about Sarah Wiedenheft's performance first. I mean, I thought it was a pretty fine performance. She's proven that she can be pretty good at playing, like, the sort of stoic young character, so she was clearly very good at that. She got a lot of that attitude across, you know, as a little bit smug, but then a little bit of, like, the whole broken child underneath that they're apparently trying to go for, but can't really commit to. I mean, the character herself was just kind of there, though, again, the fan service shots were, like, really, really creepy. And then Princess Von Bad Touch. Carly Mosier was having a lot of fun with that performance. I mean, it wasn't, like, super heavy, or at least as heavy as some of the other performances in this show, but it was really a lot of fun for, like, what the character was. Like, it was annoying that they went really back and forth on whether she was going to be, like, super evil or sympathetic. I wish the show would have, like, stuck to one thing. But the show clearly doesn't know how to do that whatsoever, so, like, it's kind of whatever. Okay, and as far as, like, the relationship between these two, like, I'd say Princess Von Bad Touch should have gone to prison for, like, banging Loli, but I mean, she's a princess and she controls all of Parliament, apparently.
You can't go to prison if you run the whole country.
And,
Whoop, whoop, that's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop, that's the sound of the police.
I mean, they have the whole Parliament under her boots and they're not going to touch her. Much like, almost like our princess.
Oh! I'm going to jail! I'm going to jail!
I spent that entire segment trying to figure out how I was going to segue in that shit.
I'm proud of you, Jet.
We're all growing up.
I don't want to grow up. Oh wait, that's going bankrupt. Oh,
but KB is coming back, apparently.
KB Toys, not for dildos.
Alright, I think I'll take this. First things first. Sarah Wiedenheft as... I completely forgot what her name was, so I'm actually just going to keep calling her Little Lolly Lion. Little Lolly Lion, I think she does a really good job being this very cutesy, menacing, kind of stoic, badass character. She gets a couple of moments to be cute and weird. She also meows at one moment, that was interesting. But she also roars and does some crazy weird stuff. And this character actually is kind of cool sometimes, but boy, I think every super uncomfortably weird thing in the show is involving these two characters specifically. Anyways, I think Sarah does a really good job with some of the snark. She does a really good job with the bad, like being a stoic badass, but also having a softer side. And can we talk about the fact that she has a capybara, and it's just never brought up? She just has...
And takes a bath with it at one point.
And takes a bath with it, and just has a capybara and an eye patch kitty. Like, the kitty I get. Like, it's like showing, oh, this evil, menacing child scorned for evil, but no, they have a softer side and will take care of something so defenseless and helpless because it's symbolism. That makes sense. But there's also a capybara for a reason. Somebody had to write in their script after the creepy, masochistic man... sadistic. After the creepy, sadistic man almost threatens to sexually assault a kidnapped victim, in walks a capybara with a eye patch kitten riding on top.
Anime was a mistake.
Anime was very much a mistake. And speaking of mistakes, oh boy, Princess Von Bad Touch. My God. Okay, straight up, before I start, I'll open with a thing. What's really funny to me about this character is she reminds me a lot of the CEO from New Game, because her whole thing is that she like hires a bunch of cute girls because she like likes cute girls and whatnot. That it's like it's sort of some of similar stuff, but it never really goes into full on like uber duper creepy territory. And she mostly is the wacky character that's dealt with by her fed up with her bullshit superior Umiko that drags her along and makes her so she doesn't get her way. This is what happens when that character's taken to 11 and nobody stops them because they are the one in charge. Oh my God, this is...
New Game Season 2 was weird.
Oh God, at least they're attractive. This show's like, I don't want to touch any of them. Ugh.
Except for Cal.
I mean, she's got... Okay, fair enough. Anyways, Carly, I disagree with, like, Roots thinking, like, those are cons. I think the fact that she's regal, acting like she's better, owning the place, this sort of weird foreignicity to it is exactly what this character needed. And it's a level of eccentricity where you're thinking she went too far. I think she went as far as she could for this character. I think it works for this character. I just really don't like this character. It takes the joke way too far. I genuinely cannot figure out what this character is trying to be. I feel like all of the problems I have with the show's tone derive almost exclusively when it comes to Princess Von Bad Touch.
It's like, I don't want to compare these two shows in terms of quality or tone at all, but I saw this on a Twitter post. Okay, Ragyo Kodayuin, a predatory lesbian. This is a show that makes Ragyo's predatory lesbian stuff into the joke.
Yeah. Ooh.
And that is not cool.
You're right.
It's basically this, like, hey show, I don't think this is something that you thought of too, and I mentioned this to Andrew, I was like, I actually kind of find it funny that this is a show that has a lot of LGBT characters, but it uses them in the most disgusting way possible to make them nothing but fetishistic jokes.
You're right. We mentioned the character from
Damon's character.
Damon's character, where it's like the whole thing, like they make it much more subtle in the dub, by the way. Give them credit to them. Like they say, like, you're the king's boy, or I don't play for your team. In the sub, it's straight up just, I heard you're the king's lover, and I'm not into dudes. So,
yeah,
in that regards, I appreciate they made it more subtle and tactful, I guess. But it's still really...
It's not kosher at all. And as somebody who is bisexual, I do think that this is a very disgusting thing to do in the show.
There was one thing I was going to bring it up when we got to Ziggy, but I guess I'll mention it now since it involves these two. Okay, so there's a bit where Okay, so there's a bit where after Princess Von Bad Touch kisses Segi, the lily gets all weirded out and kisses Princess Von Bad Touch. Okay, and then Segi's like, oh my god, what are you doing? Ew.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is, by the way, and Segi is our hero, guys.
Oh wait, there's something Toko says. That sums up her whole thing. This seems highly inappropriate for the situation right now. And that's her entire character. T-A-T-I-T. That being said, that spells tit. That being said, I really do think Carly did a great job working with this character's crazier moments, making her more like regal, freaky kind of weirdo, and I think she does the part great. And like I did enjoy like the freakouts and the weird moments, and it is almost kind of sexy at some points. It's just, oh, this character makes me so uncomfortable. You're so on the money that this character literally takes that already controversial scene from Kill la Kill and makes it the show's, haha, you're supposed to laugh at this. Whereas, like, Kill la Kill, you could argue whether it was supposed to be creepy or if it was supposed to be sexy.
No, it was supposed to be outright creepy, because remember, it's also incestual.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely, like, supposed to be creepy and make you feel things. This show's, like, it's trying to be funny and, like, ooh, look at them girls. It's so... You're right. That's exactly what this is. This is making that segment into the butt of the joke. Speaking of butts, literally the dynamic between these two characters starts with, hey, little girl, you want my sandwich? Lick my boot. And then smacks her, and then sucks face with her, and then starts touching her, and... Okay.
Yeah, like, that's why we call her Princess Von Bad Touch.
Yeah, like her opening scene is literally feeling up a girl.
Oh, yeah. I think I've said all I can on these two characters. I think Sarah Wiedenheft and I think Carly Mosier do a really good job actually, like, making, like, the comedic, dramatic, like, action stuff work when they can, and they do fit the characters well. I just think these characters are some of the most uncomfortable parts about this show. Like, even for the trash dumpster fire comedy that this show can be, this stuff is actually uncomfortable. Like, we can make jokes, but it's really
very gross. Like, straight up very, very gross. It is...
I like Monster Musume. I like Seven Mortal Shins. Though, this feels...
I'm about to blow everybody's fucking mind, y'all.
Oh, boy.
The stuff in Monster Musume, while it annoys me more, because Monster Musume is trying to, in my mind, masquerade itself a bit as a good show, and at times actually has a lot of effort put into it, this was 10 times worse, because it was the butt of the joke. And it did no qualms about telling you, like, even in Monster Musume, as much as I complain about a lot of things, especially, like, you know, the whole egg shenanigans in episode 6, at least the show painted the principal trying to objectify Pappy as bad.
This was probably going to be our biggest segment of the show.
Yeah.
I think we got all of this out.
Jet. It is time. I can actually I should... No, I wasn't doing the Circle of Life. I was doing the music for when he proceeds up Pride Rock. That's when Rafiki says it is time. I know the Lion King. You could put on the score to the Lion King, and I can tell you what part of the movie you're at.
This has been a very interesting discussion, but it's important that we move on to our supporting characters, so to speak. We have Toko Ichinose, Seiki's childhood friend, and Tom Shredfield, the U.S. guy who is a bona fide, indulgent otaku man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure nothing bad happens to childhood friend. Nothing bad at all.
We'll get to that. I think, let me just introduce who plays these two characters. Toko Ichinose is played by Jade Saxton. She's played such characters as Alfred from The Heroic Legend of Arslan, Ruruka Ando from Danganronpa 3 Future and Despair Arc. She's Constant from Gangsta, Lisa Mishima from Terran Resonance, and Megan, how do you pronounce this character's name from Carnival?
Skumo.
Skumo? Thank
Yeah,
you.
Skumo.
Anyways, and playing the role of Tom Shredfield is... How do you know this is a Bevins dub? When he casts himself. Christopher Bevins plays such characters as Nine from Terror in Residence, Yasuhiro Hagakure from the Danganronpa series, Narcissus from The Heroic Legend of Arslan, Life Cool from Yurikuma Arashi, and best friend material Nino from Aka 13 Territory Inspection.
Oh, come on, we all know Nino and Jean are banging.
There is no lie in that statement.
Look, either way, whether he goes for Nino or whether he goes for Ma, he's going to be seeing blue every night. Anyways.
First of all, Mauve and Grossler were the couple in the end of that, by the way.
Were they?
Yes!
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Mauve and
I don't
Grossler.
remember that.
Yeah, Mauve and Grossler got together at the end.
I didn't remember that.
No, they do.
Yeah, and Jean and Nino, like, if I recall correctly, like, move in together.
One day, I think I'm gonna bring the box with me to A-Fest only so I can get Andrew and you guys to listen to it, because you guys will never ever get to see this be up on streaming. Y'all need to watch Carnival to hear Chris Bevins do a Southern American accent.
Oh boy.
Noted. Anyways, let's start from the top. Roots, what'd you think of these two?
Gotta say, hands down, Bevins is another one of my favorite characters of the show.
My waifu!
Just because every other line he utters when he's not, like, out on a mission and, like, getting sliced open... Like, how many times did he get sliced open? Like, at least twice or 3 times.
Yeah.
And they make gags out of it every time. Like, he is this big weeaboo dork. As Megan just exclaimed, like, one of my favorite lines is when, like, somebody shoots through one of his body pillows and he just yells out, "My waifu!"
That's one of the funniest things I remember from the show. And knowing that Christopher Bevins cast himself as Tom to say and exclaim the phrase, "My waifu," made rewatching this entire show worth it.
And then there's also the side of him where he's sort of the older brother figure, and that's really good too. Like, under normal circumstances, I give directors that cast themselves in, like, lead or major roles, that's kind of a negative to me. And Bevins is really the only exception to that rule. Like, more or less, he is the exception that proves the rule.
He casts himself as a lot of butt monkeys.
He does a lot of clever casting when he does put himself into a show. He doesn't play the same character twice.
I mean, it's funny you bring that up because it does continue the internal cycle of him playing characters with glasses.
Well,
I think that's more
Can't win 'em
coincidence
all.
than it is intentional, but that's aside the point.
and as for Jade Saxton, she plays the cute, bubbly childhood friend very, very well. Until, well, she doesn't.
She doesn't.
We're saving that for somebody.
Yeah. Megan?
I'll agree with Jade. She's the cute, bubbly, dumb friend. She's the typical childhood best friend taken up to 11 trope. Because that is all that character is literally she's there to get, like, her titties grabbed and cry. She tries to be strong, but she's not really. The show just tries to.
She gets one moment where she actually straight up tackles the little lolly, and it's kind of cool. The show just forgets.
That's it.
Oh wait, she can do things actually.
Yeah, they're like, oh no, it's like, I think they actually conveniently say, like, here, I'm gonna take over your tattoo so that little bitch can't get in there, and then shit happened. But yeah, no, Jade was great. Bevins was hysterical. My waifu, my spleen! He also had the my spleen line, which also got me. I just like that I don't really remember Chris Bevins in comedies that much. Like, I know he wants to be, this is coming out after that episode, right? Episode 666 Hoshino Girl Drop code name.
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay, I know he wanted to be in Pop Team Epic, and I kind of wish he was. I also kind of wished he was in, Roots will understand this. I kind of wish that he would have been the prude in Token Rambu Hanamaru against David Wald's stripper.
Yeah.
Though Howard Wang was actually perfect as him too.
I have to just watch Hanamaru just to get.
You're watching it anyway.
I am, but every time you talk about it, it's like foreign language to me. Please continue.
It's a fun show. You would actually genuinely enjoy it.
I think you would.
But like, yeah, no, Chris Bevins is basically great in this, because the only other really kind of semi-comedic character I remember him vividly as is Narcissus at times, because Mommy Narcissus and Daddy Daryun is the thing in my head. Shut up. But I liked Bevins a lot. I really can't say more than that. Jet, have your time in the sun, because we've been waiting for this.
Okay. So I'll talk about Bevins' Tom first. Alright, so I was pretty much just in. So, like you guys were saying, Chris Bevins casts himself in shows a lot, but he usually knows where to cast himself, so so that totally doesn't work out pretty well, and he was a lot of fun here. I spent the entire show just waiting for him to say the one line, my waifu, and he delivered that line perfectly, and I was very happy. Okay, and yeah, that was basically the highlight of his performance to me. Okay, and now we get to Toka. So yeah, Toka's like the typical childhood friend with big boobs. That's right, she's there, she's very supportive, very caring, she gets one and only one decent moment. And then, it's time to rip off that band-aid. It is finally time to talk about episode 8.
Womp, womp.
Talk to me about episode 8, buddy.
Hasapenya, babaki, chibabo, Jade gonna die.
Okay, so episode 8 is like the climax of this big fight scene. It's supposed to be like this big gigantic turning point. So midway through it, BB is fighting against what was it? Cat, I think.
Yeah, Cal.
Cal. So BB's fighting Cal. He ends up using up too much of his power or something like that. So he has to give all of his power to Seiki, and then he dies because, well, he's a mental figure, so of course he has to die. And then, literally less than 3 minutes after that, Jan goes running in to save Seiki, and then gets her head bitten off by Lion Loli. And,
no, she gets chopped in half.
Dead. Yeah, she gets chopped in half by Lion Loli, and she be dead.
Bitches be dead.
Again, the Seiki loses his mentor and his childhood friend within literally less than 3 minutes of each other.
I'm not gonna lie, I fucking laughed my ass off.
Here's why. The reason this show is so shitty at a tone is that it fluctuates throughout several different episodes. It does this whole big emotional beat moment, which is the big turning point, which is the foreshadowed death of BB. That was seen. That was foreshadowed. You could tell it was happening, and this was character to push Seiki further to want revenge, to be stronger, and evolve the story. Then literally for overkill, Toko sees him, runs in, is literally just randomly, out of fucking nowhere, chopped in half, and dies, and it's like, the tension and the setup was already there. Literally, the way they did it was like 2 to 3 minutes after a major death. To have another one on top of it is so jarring to the viewer, so strange, that it completely destroys the tone, that what should be serious moments going on becomes laugh out loud hysterical.
Okay, you know what the most, there's one more thing I want to say, like, you know what the most amazing thing about that is? That, that happens only about halfway through the episode. There's still like another 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, there's like another like full on like 10 minutes after that where they go talk to Wiseman.
Yeah, it's like, what more do you want? You just gave me emotional whiplash. Come the fuck
For
on.
the insert, no, here's what they needed to do to that. They should have put the insert song from fucking School Days when the girl stabs the guy over it.
Oh, can we talk about music for a second before I get into my segment? There is this one sad piece of dramatic music that sounds like the most discounted Persona bullshit that really distracted me a lot. And there are times where that show is being played during literal comedic moments where it's like the song's still playing from a previous scene. It's like, da da And it's like, hey, Toko, you like Seiki, right? You know how you get his attention? Pin him down with your boobs. Sad piano music still playing while that exchange is going on. It's like, okay.
And the thing is, like, the 2 deaths within 3 minutes thing, like, a more competent show could have done that better.
Oh,
Samurai 7 did that better. Because, I mean, you had, like, I think it was Kikujo and Sunny Straight's character. I think they both...
I think let's keep the spoilers to other shows.
I know, but, you know,
Just say
those
Samurai 7
two
did it
characters
better.
die, like, rapid succession, and they actually do a really good job with it.
Alright.
This show does not. This show has, like, awkward editing cuts, like, everywhere.
The editing, the aesthetic, the sound design, everything feels off about this show. But that's more for final thoughts. Jade as childhood friend. I actually really like Jade's voice for this character. It's a much more, like, full-on, like, shouty, spastic Jade voice, and I think it actually is really good, and actually is genuinely, like, cute enough that I think it works for what this character is trying to be. Also, you want to talk about tonal whiplash? Let's talk about after the massacre in episode 5, which is God damn it, where Whipman, RR, gets shot a bunch of times and kicked in the dick. Princess shows up, and then she starts kissing everybody. And then she starts being threatening and evil. And then they run into her at the mall. And then they play ping pong with her. And then Toko loses to ping pong. And then Then the scene after she loses to ping pong, there is a serious, dramatic, like, expositional exchange between our main character and the main villain, and the entire time that discussion is happening, Toko is getting groped the entire time. So all the time, I hear Jade's voice just sounding like it's very awkward, making sensual noises where this character straight up sounds like they're on the verge of climaxing in the background while dramatic plot exposition is going on, and you hear the childhood friend like she's about to come. Like, what the hell?
Not to mention, it is, like, not consensual in the slightest.
Yeah, you think for somebody who wants to be a hero of justice, he would not, just sit there and watch his childhood friend being groped. But,
you think. But Seiji sucks. More on that later. Anyways, as for Tom, Chris Bevins, like I said, it's very interesting which characters he gets to play as his own show, but I think he did a really good job playing this awkward, dorky otaku man, and the reactions and the genuine jealousy of Seiji's bullshit fucking harem otaku bullshit life that he lives. Like, you have a cute childhood friend who makes you dinner and stuff, and then you got this cool strength and stuff. Your life is bullshit. You destroyed my fucking figurines, you piece of shit. And it's kind of amazing. And he also can be kind of cool, and he's got some fun. He gets, like, exchanges with every kind of character, and I think he's very much a character people bounce off of. And I think that works for what Tom is trying to be, and I think Bevins does a really good job playing that character. And like I said, the pinnacle of this dub experience was hearing Christopher Bevins say the line, "My waifu." It's just, if that was there, if that line was changed, even partially, I would have been upset, and I probably would have been, like, disappointed. The fact that at the very least, any of the changes they did make, the fact that my waifu stayed in, I can recommend this stuff to people. Also, good on Tom for surviving. He seemed like this bitch
Yeah,
was
surprise. Tom's like El Stofo. No one expected that.
And I think we've all said our piece on these two. Let's get on to our final characters for tonight. Our main duo of characters. Our main heroine, Miss... God, both of these names are so fucking... Both of these names are so goddamn stupid. Okay, first off, Seigi Akatsuka, which is weird because I think his name is sometimes also Justice Akatsuka, which I think it's because Seiji means justice. But the show
somewhere out there's an Assassination Classroom episode on that.
But the show calls him Seigi and Justice. Just call him Seigi and be like, your name means justice. Don't also call him Justice. Why?
No relation.
No, I was trying to remember if it was like just the American characters who called that, because then that would make more sense to me, but I don't remember.
The foreign characters at least, because I know the princess calls him Justice, I think. And
okay, then that actually.
And okay, the Colonel Sanders is still the number one, but this is a close second. Bluesy, floozy.
I can feel your soul draining as you said that name.
It's like a Dementor came into Andrew's room and gave him a kiss.
We're going to call her nickname Izzy. And we're
Prodigious.
going to call her Izzy, which is what they call her in the show, and we're going to move on and kind of try and suppress the fact that somebody thought it was a good idea to name your American lead heroine lady Bluesy Floozy.
By the way, did we mention she's also permanently trapped as a 15-year-old?
Oh yeah, also for some reason her cost of her power, because she went to the Grand Canyon once and the Grand Canyon exploded and trapped her in the body of a child, like that episode of Bebop. And
Please don't remind me, that episode scared the shit out of me.
And I guess she looks like a child forever, even though she's in her 20s and a consensual adult. Like, she's basically like Baby Doll from Batman the Animated Series, except they also try to put her in a schoolgirl outfit, make her cute, and show her curves, and it's weird. Anyways, playing these two characters, playing the role of Izzy is Monica Rial, who you've heard play such characters as Easy from Drifters, Sayaka Mizuno from the Danganronpa, Tama from Selector Infected Wheatcross. Here's another heavy object name. This character's name is just Oh Ho Ho. Oh Ho Ho. Because she is the Ojo-sama character, and she does the laugh. That's why they call her Oh Ho Ho. She also plays Ginkgo Yurishiro from Yorikuma Arashi and Mayaya from Princess Jellyfish. And Seigi is played by Justin Briner, also our writer for the show, who has been such characters as Ryota Mitarai from Danganronpa 3 Future and Despair Arc. How do you say his name? Elam from Heroic Legend of Arslan. He is young Wallace Arcangelo from Gangsta, and
Baby Wallace.
He is Quenther Barbatage from Heavy Object. Roots.
I'm a little surprised you didn't bring up the best Monica character from a Bevins dub.
The what?
I'm a little surprised you didn't bring up the best Monica character from a Bevins dub.
Rio from Spiral?
No, Michiko from Michiko Hachi.
Oh, you're right. She's been in
Also, you also forgot that Justin Briner was Oh my god, he was in Aka. He's
There may be another episode where we'll get to a couple of those. Wink, wink.
Oh!
Anyways.
Right.
Here we go!
Alright, so Michiko is actually a really good segue for what I wanted to say, because Monica Rial gets to say fuck.
She does.
A lot of people got to say fuck.
Greg Ayres got to say fuck.
Fuck.
He only got one, but it was a good fuck. Wang gave a good fuck.
I really liked Monica Rial as Izzy. Like, she gives that youthful energy, but also she's able to sort of bring in the big girl Monica voice, at least a little bit. I mean, character doesn't really have a great arc. Neither does Seigi, really. But both her and Justin Briner do a fairly adequate job with the material they're given. Which, by the way, Seigi's name is actually Justice. No
That's
relation.
That's what I thought.
Am I good? Oh.
Wow, I really can't remember much, if anything, of Seigi's actual character arc.
He has one?
Like,
Okay, like they spout some stuff about justice. He loses his mentor and his childhood friend. He gets all emo and stuff, and then he stops being emo, I guess.
I mean,
That's it.
He learns that revenge is not the way, Padawan.
Except he doesn't really, since he still does the rest of the show trying to get revenge. Okay, here's the thing I hate about this. The villain literally is like, this is a revenge story where the main character reaches his lowest point and goes out on a quest for revenge. It's like, what's the point of referencing the goddamn trope if you're just gonna play it straight?
yeah. I do kind of like that Justin Briner was able to do the sort of cheery, upbeat Seigi from the first 8 or so episodes, and then sort of the kind of emo Seigi from the last 4. He did a fairly adequate job of conveying both of those, so I can't really complain about the performances, because it's really the direction and writing on the series itself that is the problem. Like, not the dub dialogue, but just
The show itself.
right. So, Megan, why don't you take it from here?
Yeah, I have to commend Monica and Justin for able to actually put out decent performances, because the show, their character arcs were awful. Bluesy, you don't even know what's going on sometimes. Like, suddenly, like, her backstory gets revealed, and it's like nothing. Just, I don't like how they put the character together in the first place. Like, oh hey, she's an adult, but she's got the body of a 15-year-old, hinted, wink wink. And I actually kind of, I wish that she kind of would have played it, like, as if she had an older voice, except for when she was around, like, other teenagers. But I feel like they don't really do that much, and I can't really fault them for it, because I'm pretty sure that's just the direction of how the show went.
Yeah.
But Monica was being her Monica best, so I'm not really going to complain. Monica's a great actress. Justin Briner was also really great, too. I'm used to Justin Briner making a lot of, like, I will always admit, I love when Justin Briner gets to make dying noises. And there are a couple times where he gets some pretty good dying noises and screams. This is probably by far my least favorite performance of his, though. Not because it's a bad performance, just it's because I don't like the show. Also, Seiji is fugly. Like, Seiji is ugly as sin, and so is this show. But yeah, no, this is my least favorite Justin Briner performance, not because the performance is bad, but because the show is bad.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the only one I actually, like, haven't really seen that's a Bevins show is, I haven't watched Heavy Object, that's it. But that's because I don't like mecha shows. But I feel like I would enjoy Heavy Object, because apparently it's just him and Micah being bros.
Heavy Object isn't really a mecha show.
I'm gonna bring
Oh,
up.
cool, then I'll enjoy that.
I'm gonna bring up. Thank you for bringing up Heavy Object. I want to remember that, because that's gonna be something I'm gonna bring up when discussing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also another thing that you have to bring up to end the episode, and I put it in the chat.
Okay. Sure.
All right. Well, Megan, before moving on, Heavy Object is more giant tanks than giant robots.
Neat. I will probably watch it eventually.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, so I guess it's me
Yes.
next. Okay, so Monica as Izzy, not Lizzie. Yeah. Okay,
Just call her
okay,
either
so
or.
Monica,
Who cares? Or it's stupid.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, Monica as Izzy was like a pretty typical Monica performance, but again, Monica Real is like a really good actress, so I can't ever complain too much. I mean, I will say that in the beginning, it felt like it took a little while for her to quote unquote get into character. I mean, granted, there wasn't much character in here, but it felt like a little bit of a typical Monica Real performance until a couple of episodes in where she got more into it. And but after that, it was like perfectly fine. It was enjoyable. She got all the emotional beats wherever they were, and as well the comedy. But I mean, the character was just kind of like bleh. I mean, you can do the whole like adult trapped in a child's body thing and make it interesting, but this show had like no desire whatsoever to do that. It just made a bunch of dumb jokes. And then I got
We also
the
literally cliff note her
unfortunate-
background and
Yeah.
literal cliff notes of her backstory.
Yeah, and I almost feel like that plot line is literally just there so that I almost feel like that's just there so she has an excuse to get together with Siggy because I feel that the show is very clearly leaning towards that, even though that's like super
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's the same problem with
My
her
old
and
boyfriend
BB,
is
but in
inside my new
reverse.
boyfriend. My old boyfriend is inside my new boyfriend.
Yeah, because she's like, they state at the beginning of the show he's like in his last year of middle school.
Oh God. Oh.
Oh, God.
Boy. You thought?
And there's only a 1 year time skip, so at the most, he is like 15 by the end of the show.
There's a lot of problematic shit in this show tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, this is what happened. This is what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
This
Like,
is what happens when writers don't think.
Okay. So,
being an anime
yeah.
fan is pain.
yes. So Jen, continue.
But don't worry but don't be too critical, because if you talk about how a show could be better than what it is, that's just being cheap and lazy.
Okay.
Okay, alright. I mean, so considering there was a lot of material there, I also honestly can say I didn't really buy into the whole relationship between her and BB. That just kind of felt like really tacked on. I didn't think it really accomplished what the show wanted it to do.
Can I also bring something up really quickly? Is it me, or did
Sure.
Seiji kind of look like her dead brother?
I think that's exactly what they were trying to imply.
Oh, great, so let's do creepy incest on top of the age gap.
Let's just
Yeah.
stack this shit on the
that's-
sandwich and see how
That's-
far it goes.
Okay, yeah, so you can see I do a lot of talking about BB because there honestly isn't really much to say about Siggy. He just, like, kind of exists. He's a main character. He does main character things. Like, there's literally nothing about him that feels remotely identifiable. His character arc is, like, honestly really boring. Because, the only thing I can really say about him is that I was honestly kind of annoyed in the beginning how he was, like, able to be an evil match for Izzy, even though Izzy's supposed to be, like, a freaking military lieutenant. Like, that actively
You
annoyed
go to
me.
you go to karate class once, and you are considered a weapon of mass destruction. Just ask Kani Senpai.
Yeah. I was also like kind of annoyed how Izzy was apparently really terrible at stalking him, even though again she's supposed to be like a military commander.
Comedy.
Like, like how are you that bad? How are you that bad at your job? Okay, but anyway, Monica did the best what she was given. Justin also did the best what he was given. I mean, I can't really fault anything in his performance. Again, he hit all the beats he needed to. He was hyper and upbeat for those first few episodes, and then really dour for the last few. And I mean, it was pretty on point, even though I didn't like the character. So yeah, these two were just kind of a giant shrug to me. But the performances are good, so there's that.
Okay. There's a lot to work off there. I'm actually going to be a little more lenient on Izzy. I'm going to be a little more lenient on Izzy because I think she actually is amusing to me. She's got a bit of snark, and she's also can be a bit of a comedic character when she wants to pounce off of other people. I actually do kind of enjoy her being like the teasing mentor figure that kind of like shits on the guy a lot compared to like being a more straight teacher with BB. I think her dynamic is pretty interesting, and I'm not even going to say this is typical Monica, since I actually do think they do, for a lot of it, give Monica like her bigger, older voice for a lot of this, and I think that actually works really well considering this is supposed to be like someone who looks younger but is like an older adult character, and I thought that was interesting direction to give her a little more of her older tone for a lot of the show, and I think that actually works pretty well for the most part. Of course, you can still hear like Monica like getting squeaky and high pitched like during the reaction stuff in certain scenes. That's just sort of like her tone, but I think the fact that they gave her the bigger voice actually did help her performance quite a bit, and I think Izzy, while they don't do much with her and throw her to the wayside for Segi, I think I did enjoy her fight scenes. She gets a lot of fun dialogue when she's facing off with, like, some of the creepier villains, and she kicks them in the nuts real good, and that was pretty awesome. That's why I like her, since she actually has some snark and will kick the ass of a bunch of people and, like, tell them to suck a dick. And that's a great. Also, she has one of my favorite lines is, I need to find this. Final episode. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm here to settle the score. Not like I want you to thank me or anything. Hey, that was pretty good. Tom loves that tsundere nonsense. I love that. I love that stupid, stupid line. So yeah, I enjoyed Izzy and Monica a lot more than I think maybe you guys did, but I was more lenient to her for a reason. And that reason is Seigi. Seigi, I realized in my rewatch, I didn't actually remember a lot of Seigi. I knew he was there as the main character, but all the things I remembered were my problems with the show, or how the show handled tone, or how certain characters like Princess Von Bad Touch reacted. I did not remember Seigi. I remember why I don't remember Seigi. 'Cause he's so fucking lame. He's not the blandest protagonist I've ever seen. There's a couple of magical light novel protags that haven't beat.
I mean, Death March to the Parallel Rhapsody world exists.
Of course, but Seigi is so lame. All he wants
It's funny because they're both Justin Briner.
It's so lame. Everything about him is so lame. It's like, I want to be the hero. I gotta do justice. Is this really what justice is? Oh no, I want to be the hero. Oh no, you killed my master. I want revenge. He's so lame and whiny and boring. I think that's why I actually wasn't that big a fan of Justin doing this character. And here's why. I know Justin Briner can do spastic, out there characters. That's exactly the character he plays in Heavy Object. I wanted him to play Seigi like he did in Heavy Object, and I got him playing him pretty straight for most of the show, actually. He yells a lot, and he yells really good, and he can kind of be cool, badass action guy in a couple of moments, which is kind of cool, except Seigi sucks. I think I wanted this one to be more absurd out there in its delivery, and I think that's why it bummed me out, that he was just kind of a standard tone. Granted, I'm not blaming him for that. That is the direction, and the fact that he wrote the show already more than makes up for that fact. It's just, I don't know. I think my thing is, I think Briner does a good job. Seigi sucks.
The character just sucks.
He sucks. He's so lame. Ah. And I think that is a good way to go into final thoughts. Roots, take us home.
Oh boy. Oh man. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna pass it off to Megan to start off with.
I need no interruptions for my final thoughts. I just want to say it's 26 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for a destination. I realized quickly that when I knew I should, that world was made up of all this brotherhood of man, for whatever that means. And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed, just to get it all out, what's in my head, and I am feeling a little peculiar. And so I wake in the morning, and I step outside, and I take a deep breath, and I get real high, and I scream from the top of my lungs, "What's going on?" And I say, "Hey, yay, 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 hey, yay, yay." I said, "Hey, what's going on?" And I say, "Hey,
Okay,
yay,
we're gonna cut the
yay,
chorus,
yay."
okay?
No, I'm fucking not. I said, "Hey, what's going on?" And she tries. Oh my god, do I try? I try all the time. in this institution.
And
did
she
it.
prays.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, do I pray? I pray every single day
Meow.
for revolution. And I said, hey. I can't do it anymore.
Was this
That was your fun. This was your punishment for making me watch this fucking show.
Was that the thing?
Yes.
I was so confused. I was wondering why Roots seemed weirdly on point with that, and why Roots was why Jet was quiet. You sons of bitches.
This was your punishment. I was gonna sing all of Fabulous Secret Powers.
You know what?
But I'm laughing really hard. I can continue though.
Let's not. You got me good.
Oh no, but my actual final thoughts on the show is that this show is a flaming dumpster fire with a dub that is 10 times better than it actually fucking deserves. Most of the credit goes to the writing and direction. I do enjoy the couple of unique character casting choices, such as Andrew Love, Carly Mosier. I just wish that this wasn't his fucking Swan Song! And Funimation, Jesus Christ! And I try. Oh my god, do I try. Go, Roots.
Hang on. Roots, do you need a second, or do you want to go? Hang on.
Yeah,
Okay, so you're gonna... Okay, I'm trying to figure this out, because I actually need to go pee really quickly. You can go, and then once you're done, Jet can go, and I get final thoughts. I just wanted to clarify that order really quickly, since I really need to go pee.
Okay.
Please continue.
And I say, hey, yay. I said, hey, what's going on?
All right.
And so I cry sometimes. Oh, this isn't even all the lyrics. I'm so mad.
It's fine.
I can't believe that actually worked.
All right.
Thank you both for being in on that joke.
Hey, Donata. So, this show is bad. This show is very, very bad. In fact, episode 8 may be one of the worst individual episodes of anime I have ever seen in my life. Like, it is... it's up there with episode 1 of The Reflection and all of that. But, the dub is actually really good, and it actually made this absolute sewage fire of a show an absolute blast to watch. Especially since I got to watch it with the Grimgar crew. We had basically been DMing each other back and forth on Twitter with our experiences with the show.
Oh,
And
it got the cuckles of my heart real good to see your live untainted
Your heart's
reaction.
cuckles? You mean the cockles, not your cuckles.
Yes.
Is your heart being cheated on?
Roots, please continue.
But, watching the show with a group was a magical experience. It, direction and writing seemed to understand that the show was bad, and the entire purpose of it was just to have fun with Bevins' Swan Song. He got to bring in people he liked to work with on it. I can't fault it for that. Because uncomfortable moments aside, I had a really fun time watching this show. So, Jet, what do you think?
Okay, so like we said way back at the beginning, I had seen this show before subbed, and I had a pretty good time laughing at it. I mean, so I already knew what I was getting coming in, but yeah, this sub was real fun. I mean, it knew exactly what the show was, and it just ran with it. There were a lot of really fun performances here. The script was pretty good, even if even if there were a couple of lines I wish were kept in, but that's kind of like whatever. As I am, I mean, it's a little disappointing that this was apparently Christopher Bevins' Swan Song at Funimation, because it would have been nice if he was given a, better show to work on. But hey, if you gotta leave, you might as well leave in style. And he definitely left in style, a big, flaming train wreck style. So, good on you. This is real fun.
All right. This is one I've been excited to do with Jet for a while as well. I was thinking, oh my god, Funimation picked this show up. I wonder who's going to work on this show. I wonder who's going to be in it. I did not expect to see Christopher Bevins' name attached, even more so to learn this was his Swan Song. And I could be disappointed, I could be upset, I could be angry, but I'm not. I'm not at all. Why?
This is so much fun.
Because this must have been a goddamn riot to work on, to adapt, to play this stupid bullshit and have a fucking grand old time with it. That must have been so much fun. And you know what? This show is terrible. This show is ugly. It has no idea what tone in. It is genuinely gross and uncomfortable in a lot of places. It's so boring and awkward and also comedic and creepy. It's so many different things. It's a giant hodgepodge, edgy mess. But this show, on a second watch, knowing what things are, and knowing that there is an English language now attached to it, I can enjoy the show for what it truly is. A so bad, it's good comedy. And that's how I approached it. That's how many of us approached it. And I found joy and entertainment from it, especially watching this dub for the very first time, hearing some of these characters do these lines, these stupid moments, and some of the expressions.
My waifu!
The script and some of these things, when Rico Fajardo said, we reunited in a room full of sweaty nerds, I was gone. I was grand.
That was literally the moment I died.
It was the toilet euphoria moment from Scrubs, where suddenly everything was clear. This is a dumb, fun trash show. So I could be upset. I'm not. Congratulations, Chris Bevins. I hope you had fun. That being said, we were pretty negative tonight about this particular show. But if you'd like us to talk about something in a more positive light in regards to Bevins' work, stay tuned later this week. And
or you could go back and watch episodes on things such as Heavy Object, Carnival, Gangsta, Aka 13. We've covered a lot of Bevins' works. Fuck,
or
you were gonna
you
do that next episode, worry. Just got this out.
And with that being said, we are done for tonight. So yeah, in regards to who we are the Dub Talk Podcast. We cover English dubs and reviews. You can find us on YouTube at Dub Talk Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at Dub Talk Podcast. We also have a Tumblr, Instagram, and Twitch channel as well. As for myself, you can find me over on Twitter at MangaMan9000 under the name Classy Spartan. I know it's confusing, but whatever. That was what my 10-year-old self named my account originally. Anyways, as for what else I do, I'm a forum moderator for the Funimation forums and the Funimation Discord, as well as I am a co-host over on Surreal Resolutions Podcast ONA Anime Podcast. Where can the lovely viewers out there find all of you lovely people?
In a dumpster.
Aside from the dumpster.
Full of hot sword boys. No, you can follow me on Twitter at Quinura2. I shitpost, cry about sword boys. You can also hang out with me. I'm also a moderator on the Funimation Discord.
Roots?
Alright, well, you can find me on the Twitters at Roots of Justice, where I mainly just retweet cute animal pics. Sometimes I talk about movies and anime, and it's generally a fun time. I also have some things in the works, kind of in the early planning stages. Stay tuned. Hopefully I will finally be making use of my YouTube account.
Jet.
Okay, as for me, you can find me on Twitter at DivineNega, where I will usually be ranting about like cartoons or anime or Shonen Jump or like what have you. You can also occasionally find me on my blog, Animation Infinity, where I will sometimes write reviews about cartoons. And you can also occasionally read my reviews on the Fandom Post. For next season, I'm reviewing My Hero Academia Season 3, so that should be a good time.
Oh god, I'm so
Yay.
excited.
You know what I'm excited for next season?
I'm excited for
Tokyo
My
Ghoul
Heroes.
Re.
Oh yeah, Tokyo Ghoul Re. There's a lot to look forward to in the spring, though.
But we're all looking forward to the greatest anime of all time, Uma Musume Pretty Derby.
Yeah. This episode's probably going to come out in the summer anyway, now that I think about it, so this is probably dated. That being said, thank all of you for joining me on this fucking train wreck experience. Watching your reactions for the first time made me feel so very happy that we could do this together. I know I've put you all through a lot of different train wrecks, especially you, Megan, but I'm so glad you were here with me tonight. And I see putting on a camera. Aw, you're giving me a heart. And with that out of the way, good night, everybody. Otaku on. And have a happy mellow melon day!